Swami just stopped talking to me. When Swami would look at me or come near me, he would scold me, and then I would feel so bad about it. Well, Swami had blessed me with these numerous opportunities and showered so much of love and affection on me. There was soon a period that was supposed to follow, the period of testing. And in fact, that was so much in sync with the theme of the convocation drama that the message of the central theme of the drama was, "This too shall pass," meaning that no joy or sorrow is permanent and everything is transient. Swami had cryptically hinted to me that what was to follow was a testing time, that I should be ready for that. Even as I was enjoying Swami's love and proximity, suddenly one day I was conveyed the message from Swami through the warden, saying that so far you've been dining with Swami and living with Swami in the mandir, but then from tomorrow the summer course is going to begin, and Swami is instructed that you should be living in the hostel and dining with the students and live with the students. And so then I got the message that something has gone wrong and the testing had started. From that day onwards, Swami just stopped talking to me. He didn't even look at me. He would ignore me completely. For someone who had tasted the divine love, the sweet love of Swami, to be deprived of it so suddenly was a very big challenge. And I was depressed, crestfallen, and not knowing what to do. And during those days and those troubled times, I had the good fortune of having the advice and counsel of the teachers and elders. For they pointed out to me that Swami's love doesn't change. He always loves you. But when he does this, when he's ignoring you, there is a reason behind it. You'll have to introspect and find out the reason and correct yourself. And then be sure that Swami will again bring you back into his fold. And the years to follow, till I completed my MBA, were the testing times. Even a few occasions, when Swami would look at me or come near me, he would scold me, and then I would feel so bad about it. And then one day, suddenly, during those sessions, Swami turned to me and told, "Nu Sai Babani marchipayavra," he told. I was shocked. And actually, I felt he was rubbing on the wound, because I was here pining and praying to Swami, whereas Swami was ignoring me all the while. And now he was telling me that I had forgotten him. But then later I realized that indeed I had forgotten Sai Baba because I had forgotten that he was an embodiment of love. Till earlier he had showered me with so many experiences of his love, his selfless and sweet love, that I had happily accepted. But when the things turned in the opposite direction, I had just forgotten all that, and I was concentrating only on the fact that Swami was no longer talking to me then. This is yet another tendency that many of us humans have, that we forget the 99% of good fortune or happiness that we have enjoyed, and we focus on the 1% of sadness or misfortune. Whereas Bhagwan, in his infinite compassion, overlooks 99 faults and mistakes that we had committed and blesses us for the 1% of good things or one meritorious deed, punya, that we have done. That I realized there's a fundamental difference between humans and God. And thanks to Swami's love and guidance and to the counsel of elders and teachers, I could somehow pull through this testing time. By then I had completed my MBA, and I was then, after graduate, I was waiting at Prashant Nilayam for an opportunity to be with Swami and serve him. So then it is commonly referred to as the waiting time, and the boys are referred to as waiting boys. I was one among them. And from the month of April 2002, I was part of the waiting boys, and I was wondering as to when we would be given the blessing of be able to serve Swami in the ashram. But then Swami kept ignoring me, and my testing was still going on. And then slowly months just sped away, and it was Jan 2003, and the sports meet had gotten over, and it was the day of Shankranti, Jan 14th, 2003. That day I was sitting in Mandir. After Swami had given darshan, he had gone into the interview room, and I was thinking to myself, it's now Shankranti, soon we will have the Shivratri, and post-Shivratri, Swami will go to Vrindavan. And the privileges that we had of being in the bhajan hall during mornings with Swami, that would go away, and we would not have any opportunity of being close to Swami. And it would be many more months before Swami would return to Prashant Nilayam just before Guru Purnima. Even as I was thinking that very second, the registrar of the university then, Sri Lakshmi Narasimham Garu, came running from the interview room towards me and told, Babu, Swami is calling you. I then rushed behind him into the interview room, and there I saw Swami sitting on the throne. Swami then looked at me and told, ఇప్పుడు సంక్రాంతి వచ్చింది, ఇన్ని రోజులు నేను మంచి ఉత్తరాయణ కాలం రావాలి అని కాచుకొని ఉన్నాను. I was waiting for the good and auspicious time of Uttarayana to come so that I can give you a job. He then turned to the secretary of the trust, central trust, and told him, 4 years ఇతని బాగా టెస్ట్ చేశాను, పాస్ అయ్యాడు, నా మనసు కరిగింది, ఇతనికి సెంట్రల్ ట్రస్ట్లో ఒక జాబ్ ఇవ్వు. For 4 years, I tested this boy, and he has passed my test. My heart has melted. Immediately give him a job in the central trust. That is Swami. No prayer, no sadhana goes unanswered, goes unrewarded. And when I look back, I think Swami mentioned 4 years. How come 4 years? Because only 2 years Swami hadn't spoken to me. But then I realized the 2 years that Swami had showered upon me his physical proximity and love, and the 2 years following that, when I was deprived of that, both constituted his testing time. Because as Bhagavan has mentioned, Sukha dukkhamulu kuda samumuga bhavinchundute bhakti naku. To treat joy and sorrow equally is sign of devotion to me. So that is something that I can never forget personally. And following that, as Swami had mentioned, after the testing time, Swami had given me the opportunity to serve in the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust, and then also be part of the Vedam chanting group and have the good fortune to chant the Vedic mantras immediately in the presence of Bhagwan every day in the morning and the evening. And even beyond that, Swami was compassionate enough to grant me the opportunity to serve him physically in the Yajur Mandir from 2008. I would only like to tell you, brothers, that if we can trust anybody, it's Bhagwan and no one else. As Swami says, love all and serve all, but trust and have faith only in Bhagwan.